What's going on, everybody? This is Petey from SupplementReviews.com bringing you the next supplement review, this time from down under with Platinum Labs OptiBurn. This is their thermogenic powder. Has been growing with the trend in the industry these days, putting stuff in powder form rather than a capsule to hit you a little bit faster and, of course, mix it up, give you something new to try. Anyway, let's dive right on in here. Take a look at the front of the container on what the supplement facts are. This is a hefty serving sizes per container. I like the value here. We'll cover that in a bit. But first of all, you get 45 servings, micro scoops, per container. In each one, you got 200 milligrams or 2 grams of raspberry ketones. You got 2 grams of acetyl L-carnitine, and of course you got 250 milligrams of green tea extract. It says it's fast acting, mixes well, boosts energy, and controls those cravings. So anyway, let's take a look at, I guess, taste and mixability here. It's a very unique flavor. This is the peach. I don't think I've had another supplement come in a peach flavor. It's not bad. It has kind of an odd flavor to it, but it has that green tea and of course a dandelion in it, which we'll cover in supplement facts. So I can't say I'm a huge fan, but at the same time, you mix it in like 3 or 4 ounces of water, take it as a shot, you hardly notice it. It's kind of weird, I guess, drinking that first thing in the morning when you wake up. So it's, you know, it can be a little offsetting, but at the same time, you're like, alright, it's all good. And a couple minutes later, heck, I don't even remember I took the stuff. So, with that being said, the peach flavor ain't bad. It mixes well. There's a little bit of settling just because of the nature of the ingredients, but it's, you know, it's an average rating. So this gets an 8 out of 10. Okay, it's not the best tasting thing I've ever had, but you won't gag on it. Okay? So now with that being said, getting that out of the way, let's take a look at the supplement facts. Alright, now more importantly, what's in this stuff? Per scoop here, you got 8 grams. So like I said, these are a huge container of active ingredients, which is good. So neat 8 gram scoop. You got taurine, of course they got cognitive factor in there. Acetyl L-carnitine, going to increase that metabolic rate, aid in recovery. There's a bunch of other good things. CLA, aka conjugated linoleic acid, of course been shown to have positive effects on muscle sparing as well as recomposition. In terms of the exact dose in here to be effective, that's out the jury, but hey, I like the inclusion. Moving from there, Nelumbo nucifera extract. Okay, going to get some good fat burn there, of course increased lipolysis. African mango, good old Dr. Oz making that crap popular these days, but I like the inclusion here. It does have positive effects on controlling appetite, so there is good science behind it. Just take it with a grain of salt of exactly what it's being promoted for. In this case, it's in here as an appetite suppressant, so good stuff. Moving on from there, of course, got horsetail. That's going to help dry you out. Good stuff. Higinamine, of course, that's going to be another thermogenic factor and well, and of course increase cognition. You're going to have also green coffee bean extract. What that's going to be is going to once again increase metabolism, increase lipolysis, as well as going to be a good antioxidant factor. So I like the inclusion there. That's good stuff. Buffered caffeine, give you that little bit of boost. Boom, who doesn't like stimulants? Raspberry ketones, of course, once again for fat oxidation, so that's good stuff as well. And of course, additional green, oh goodness, I already misspoke. There's a green tea, but there's also green coffee extract in here as well. Okay, that's going to provide an additional amount of stimulants without putting you over the top. Nice, smooth energy. Okay, last but not least, there's a little bit of dandelion root, once again for a diuretic effect. And of course, the interesting inclusion that you're seeing in a lot more products these days for the cognitive effect and of course to bring, I guess, the mental clarity, especially when you're cutting back on carbs, you know, you're cutting back on the glucose, you're not having as much function, is the AMP citrate. That's been in a lot of thermogenics these days, that feel-good factor, that neurotropic boost for, of course, the brain productivity there. Well, let's say the AMP citrate. You're going to see that pop up in a lot more things. There's a lot of good science behind it. It doesn't take a ton to be effective. So I like seeing that in here. And of course, you know, it's good to have in a product like this, especially when you're cutting. So overall, I really like the ingredient profile here. It's low stim. You're not going to be put over the top with it. And honestly, I stacked it with a few other things to make it even more effective because I choose to get my stimulants from other sources. However, if you're stim sensitive, this would be a good one to start with. It's not going to put you over the top. There's good solid ingredients with some good, like, I guess, time-tested studies behind them in terms of increasing weight loss. And of course, the main thing you're going to get from this is the appetite suppression. Taking that first thing in the morning before your meal, of course, getting that in there, it's going to help you eat less, you know, so hey, that's the name of the game. Calories in versus calories out, going to increase lipolysis in your metabolism on there. Of course, so having the suppressed appetite, a little water loss in there from the dandelion root, it'll dry out real nicely. All right. So the ingredient profile is very solid, very basic. However, the key ingredients in here are listed at effective amounts, so I like that as well. The ingredient profile is solid. It's going to get a 9 out of 10. Okay, simple but effective. Good stuff. I like the AMP citrate. Moving on to effectiveness. I won't give this a rating for effectiveness on its own. Like I said, I use it with a couple other things because I'm a stim junkie, as well as I have my own stuff that I like using in terms of a cutting stack. Alright, so I tried it both as a standalone for a couple days to get the effects of it, see how it feels, and of course, and see how it makes you go. You are going to sweat a little bit more with the AMP citrate in there, as well as the green coffee beans, you're going to have a little bit of a buzz. However, I don't feel much of a stimulant effect from this product alone. I'm pretty stimulant tolerant, okay? So, from that perspective alone, you're not, like for me, I'm pretty stimulant sensitive, like I said, it's not going to be a huge drastic thing, okay? However, stacking it with something else, okay, in terms of either more stimulants or else, I guess your stimulant of choice, you know, you're going to see more effects from it. The thing that I did notice from it, it will dry you out. You'll drop a lot of water weight pretty quickly if you're holding some water, as well as, of course, if you don't have anything else in here acting as a diuretic. So you will notice a little bit water loss, so it'll stay a little bit drier while you're on here, because it's going to help, of course, get rid of the subcutaneous water. Okay, when you throw in a few other things that work synergistically with it, okay, such as Clen, or if you're running something else like another thermo that has more of a thermo effect, because it pairs very nicely with that, some beta agonists or some alpha agonists, you know, you're going to have a nice paired effect there. Okay, so this is actually one of my recommendations if you're looking to stack with something to make your I guess, current thermogenic even more effective. Once again, don't get carried away with the stimulants here. Know your tolerance, okay? But something like this is pretty stackable, okay? Like I said, use discretion here, okay? And I'm not advising stacking multiple stimulants, okay? If you've been in this long enough, you know it works for you. You know what your body can handle in terms of stacking stuff and stimulant-wise, so go easy, use caution, okay? But with that being said, I think it's an excellent thing to stack with. However, it'll be an effective standalone depending on what you need it for, okay? So, for effectiveness-wise, I like it. It does exactly what I wanted it to do, okay? And it was a nifty inclusion to stack along with something that's more stimulant-heavy, such as their pre-workout DEFCON 1, which we will review later. Okay, I tried it with a few other different thermos. It was good with everything, and of course, I tried it with a few different cutting products, alright? So, from effectiveness-wise, as a standalone is what I'll give my rating on here. It gets a 9.2 out of 10. It suppresses appetite nicely. It doesn't crush your appetite to a level where you just don't feel like eating, which is good, because honestly, you know, it sounds, as dumb as that sounds, it can be bad if you don't eat at all, okay? So having that in mind there, you know, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It gets a 9.2 out of 10. In terms of value, it gets an excellent value rating here. The stuff is actually priced very well. It's not over the top in terms of price. It's very comparative to any other thermogenic, especially in a powder form. And you're also getting 45 servings per container. There's no need to exceed that 1 scoop serving, so it's nice and pair. It's going to last you a month and a half here for 1 container of it, so it's going to get a very good rating on the value here of a 9.4 out of 10. Okay? So overall for this stuff, it's very solid, it's well thought out, it's basic, it's stackable. I like the amp citrate in there for a little bit of cognitive effect without making you feel cracked. It makes it very, very stackable, having the green coffee bean and of course the carnitine, the raspberry ketones. So it's a very, very stackable product, and it gets a good overall rating here of a 9.1 out of 10. It's a very good standalone product from our friends down under from Platinum Labs. So if you're looking for something to stack or a lower stim thermogenic, you know, take a look at this stuff, the OptiBurn amps. Alright? So, with that being said, this has been Petey from SupplementReviews.com, bringing you a quick review from Platinum Labs, OptiBurn AMPed. Get amped, everybody. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our Facebook page, all that good social media stuff. We're giving away free stuff all the time. And of course, check out more video reviews, which will include the very long anticipated DEFCON 1 review, the pre-workout from Platinum Labs. This has been Petey from SupplementReviews.com. Lift heavy, everybody.